pain points for our domestic industry right now, and we really need to leverage our FTAs for the benefit of the country and for the global economy at large. And no matter how you look at it, every country needs to protect their market or wants to protect the market from job creation. Nobody wants you to send a bunch of software engineers that will reduce the average wage in a country, even though they may need it. But now technology is able to surmount these kind of things. So, India needs to be at the forefront of these issues, embracing technology, serving markets from remote locations, not necessarily from a physical presence. Of course, the challenge of balancing domestic policy with exports. How do you do that? Resource allocation. How do you promote Indian industry when you're signing a deal with somebody who wants to sell steel into India or sell automobiles into India, and you're trying to nurture your own automobile industry or your own steel industry, or even farming is a big challenge. I know that with Australia we were able to hit a good balance, because even as we protected our own domestic farmers, we were able to allow certain products in from Australia, which is actually showing the changing consumption of an increasingly urbanized India. So fruits like avocado, apples, pears are now available all through the year. But it's a huge balance. Dairy is almost a no-go area, because dairy is very important in the Indian economy, and milk and cheeses and things like that coming from other countries will impact. So for that we have to continue to have a strategic outlook. We have to be opportunistic, and of course, as one of my panelists reminded me a few minutes ago, we have to be sustainable, because the whole world is changing into that model. Hoping Rashmi will also throw some light on this, because Europeans have become almost I'm trying to look for balanced word, but almost militant about now the environment. Consumers have and governments have, so we'll see what is going to happen. We need to do a lot of strategic issues. The last one being the most important, global integration. Certain countries who are friends and are trading, there are certain countries who want to trade internally only.
Thirdly, we've had deep and wide-ranging structural and institutional reforms, such as GST, direct benefit transfer, and improved ease of doing business. And again, so we touched upon, and we can discuss more on that. The fourth transformation pillar is the transformative use of the digital technology to deliver services to citizens more efficiently and with less leakage. This, of course, includes your familiar with financial inclusion, and our digital public infrastructure has become a norm across the world. Pioneering activity in innovation in science, technology, business, and governance. In fact, today India can boast of the world's third largest startup ecosystem in the world. And last but not the least, the pillar on which we have transformed India is by actively promoting peace, stability in the world as a Vishwa. Our commitment to contribute towards the well-being of the entire world was clearly on display when we had the G20 and successful summit last year. We, of course, will be building on our demographic dividend and our cultural diversity, and of course, not to forget, we have the world's largest diaspora. So we have to build on these strengths. And he mentioned in his context, is the importance of India's geographical position. But let's also be mindful. So therefore, I would like to put a context to what Mr. Sohail mentioned in the beginning. The FTA is being signed, etc. And we touch upon that. I would like to point out 6 major mega trends for which we need to be aware of. Because these are the mega trends which we are facing as we are moving in our journey towards 2047. First, with the shift in the geoeconomical landscape, Asia is expected to have around 50% of the world's GDP by 2047. So you will have a major economic activity taking place in Asia, right here. India is going to be an important player. India, China, and a lot of parts of East Asia. Thirdly, there's an increased interest in exploring the less explored global commons like the space. And that, Suhail has mentioned also, is we are looking at a much more affluent world. And India is definitely going to be right up there, an advanced economy with excellent quality of life for our citizens, but we are also going to be looking at a much more divided world. So you mentioned in this presentation, we are looking at clear blocks, what American leading think tank mentioned about friendshoring. So we have to be very careful about which group of friends are we keeping.
Is a microbot FEV, and it is basically used for large items for delivering the big orders. And right now we have collaborated with Zomato for delivering the big food orders. And you can see like this best vehicle in this segment in which it provide you different separations of food. And like right now we have different variants also in which we can like give much more satisfaction and according to the items.